Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to Network TV. I'm your host, Jenny Rojanasatian, and so excited to be back in the NCW Life Channel studio with all of you today. On Network TV, I interview different individuals, organizations, businesses, and educators from across North Central Washington. I do all of this work inside of our nonprofit organization, NCW Tech Alliance, where our passion is to connect people and technology resources together. We do this through a lens of 3 pillars: technology, entrepreneurship, and STEM education, and we get to bring it all together in one spot here on Network TV. On today's episode, I'm going to be interviewing an entrepreneur based in Moses Lake, Washington, but she's really an international woman. Cherrise Curtis with the Project Evolutions is going to share a bit about her background, her company, her passion for entrepreneurship, and how you can learn more. If you are an entrepreneur watching today, I would love to have you on Network TV. This is an opportunity for you to share your story, share more about your organization, and encourage people to get involved. If you're interested in being a guest on an upcoming episode, be sure to reach out afterwards. Email us at info@ncwtech.org. Again, that's info@ncwtech.org. In just a minute, I'll be back with Cherrise Curtis with Project Evolutions. Don't go far. And welcome to Networked. I am so excited to introduce my guest today, Cherrise Curtis with the Project Evolutions. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you, NCW Life and NCW Tech, and Jenny, of course. Oh. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Yeah, well, you know, we had the opportunity to meet each other back at a startup event in Leavenworth last fall. It was so exciting that we had about 30 different entrepreneurs come out to learn and connect. You were one of them. And fast forward here to 2023, a chance for us to sit down and learn more about you and your business.
Yes, I'm so glad to share my entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. Well, you have an incredible story. I was reading a bit online, but I would love for our audience to hear it from you. Tell us a little bit about your background and career history.
So I was raised and born in the Philippines. Back in the days, I was raised being poor. So I started, back in my college day, I couldn't afford, the college life. So I started early, being an entrepreneur. So I moved to Singapore in 2006 after I graduated civil engineer. And then later on, I pursued, economics. I graduated in Singapore with economics degree. And then by then, I started my entrepreneurial journey. That's where the Project Evolution originated. So the Project Evolution is different because it's digital, but it's not digital.
Okay.
So it's kind of different market.
Yeah. Well, civil engineering, economics, you've got an incredible educational history. What attracted you into entrepreneurship instead of, maybe a corporate job in one of those fields?
Yes. So I started working for Singapore International Airport. I worked there as a civil engineer, and it's hard when you are studying and working at the same time. Yeah. And I didn't have the chance to become, a college student. Yeah. So when I see the opportunity and, the hardship that I started doing a research, how can I, monetize what I am learning, leverage those skills. Yeah. So that's why I started the Project Evolution. So the Project Evolution itself is a digital company that it's originated in Singapore, but we grow the company organically. Okay. We maintain not using website. It's a completely word of mouth, referrals, and business to business. So that's how it started everything.
And did you start Project Evolutions before then you moved into the US?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the Project Evolutions have been around for 15 years. And then when I moved in here, because currently I'm also finishing my PA slash psychologist slash pharmaceutical doctor.
Oh my goodness, you are a lifelong learner for sure.
I'm my family called me a educational goal getter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's impressive. But I imagine now, I mean, you've been doing a company based in Singapore for 15 years. Did COVID kind of make that even easier? The fact that everyone is working remote and that you can have online resources and run a business anywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
That is why when COVID hits, I started doing more research. How can I implement? How can I start the business here? Expand the business from Singapore to here. So the difference with the parent company is the one in Singapore, it's grown organically.
Okay.
We maintain that for 15 years. We don't use website. It's word of mouth to mouth. And so here, because it's totally different here, so we took the approach of digitally.
Okay.
So we are starting working on that, seamlessly, and we are hoping to fully utilize all, the company by April.
Okay, so you got some big plans.
Yes.
Tell me about the services you offer with your company.
So, we offer different services from, digital marketing plan, digital business development, but we focus on two different things. We targeted entrepreneurs, individuals, plus businesses. So the entrepreneurial, we train them. We develop them the skills, and then turn those skills into profitable business.
Oh, I see. So if someone just has an entrepreneurial mindset, they say, oh, I want to start a business, they can work with you to kind of build that backbone, the structure, without maybe having the business in mind?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So
okay.
We use different approach on building this
Okay.
business. We tested it in Singapore and in India. So that's how we actually have 300 freelancer in India.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we wanted to focus on here, most specifically mothers, because I remember back in the day that because my parents don't have a lot of money, both of my parents have to work, and I'm growing up without mother, without father.
Yeah.
So we started doing that, focus on the mothers, train them so they can start, earning while on their, own home.
Yeah.
So
well, that's so important because women worldwide are still disproportionately
Yes.
affected
Yes.
more than men. There's a lot of systemic things that go into that. So,
yes.
That's incredible that you've really focused in on helping women.
Yes, so we start. The main mission of the company is basically protect and empower women, because I believe that every woman are born entrepreneurs.
I love that.
Yes,
And so many women don't see themselves as entrepreneurs.
that's why we took a different approach on this business. We the assessment that we do for them is different. So we take the strength and weaknesses,
Okay.
but we focus on the weaknesses. We develop those weaknesses and incorporate the strength, because we believe, the Project Evolution believes that if you incorporate those weaknesses and strength, it's a great, foundation of entrepreneurs.
That's such a shift from that traditional mindset of like,
Yes.
lean on your strengths.
Yes.
Like focus in on what you're good at. I feel like those are phrases
Yes.
I've heard growing up and for years.
Yes.
When did you come to that conclusion that incorporating weaknesses would be a better approach?
Well, I came to that conclusion when I see a lot of startup businesses are falling after a year.
Okay.
Just because, I see that they are only utilizing their strength, but they are not utilizing their weaknesses. If they focus on both, they can, bootstrap the main ground, So I believe that, women like us, we don't set aside the weaknesses.
Yeah.
We have to establish those.
Well, and it's really kind of that whole person approach
Yes.
too that you're talking about. That's like kind of a mindset of the whole person, the whole business.
Yes.
Okay. What are the types of businesses your clients are pursuing and building?
So in India, we focus on women's that are technically remotely digital.
Okay.
So we have copywriters, we have digital, marketing.
Okay.
And then we also have some people from clients from Dubai that build SaaS, websites. So basically, we build them. Traditionally we build them for women's, that they love computers, they love spend their time with, in front of the computer. So why not utilize those time?
So a lot of tech-based
Yes.
kind of entrepreneurship. I can't wait to dive in more. We do have to head to a commercial break, so don't go too far. We'll be right back on air. And welcome back to segment 2 with Cherrise Curtis with Project Evolutions.
Again, thank you again.
It's really fun to learn about your company in the first segment. For those who may have missed out, you've threaded so much empowerment for women so that they can really pursue an entrepreneurial journey, lift themselves maybe out of situations, or
Yes.
have funding. You've been working in some areas that have a lot of poverty.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me why that was so important to maybe expand from Singapore into some other communities and help women.
Well, we believe that when we hit COVID, middle-class families are very affected. We have high level of poverty. Most importantly, families in nowadays are being destroyed. Kids, growing up without parents.
Yeah.
So
It's a very I can see the response. You have so much passion and love for this work. You were sharing with me a bit offline that in India you have so many freelancers and entrepreneurs, and a lot of them have come through you.
Yes.
That must feel really rewarding.
It is. When I see a mother working at their home while taking care of their children, it's very soothing because I see that they are, showing their kids how important the relationship with family.
Yeah.
Because I believe that the growth of economy comes from inside our household. That's where we, our economy should, backbone of the economy.
Absolutely. And for the next generations coming through and seeing those skills. And you talked a little bit about how a lot of these jobs are really tech-based.
Yes.
Right? Website, digital marketing, copyright. Very, very cool. I do know you're working on a new project right now.
Yes.
So I'd love to maybe shift gears. Tell me, what is the Project Evolutions working on?
So presently I am curating a program. It's also the same, which is helping professionals, college students, but we are more focusing on moms. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. This is a live experience. It's meant to be authentic. Yes.
And so we are focusing on those working mothers.
Yeah.
And we are also hoping to target military spouses and also those wife of veterans who are taking care of the veterans.
Okay.
Because I believe that we need to shift the focus on those families, especially mothers.
Yeah.
And so
Really focusing on those caregivers.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we base, we help them, we train them, we transition them to the mindset of being entrepreneurial instead of being the mindset out of 9 to 5 job.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can stay at home, you
Right.
know. So we base on the development based on what they are passionate about.
Okay.
So we use, on this program, we are taking a little bit of different approach with this. It's built on the program that we use neuropsychology program assessment. So from that result of the neuropsychology assessment, we look at the different ways how we can, train and help these individuals, these families, to start their businesses from the comfort of their homes and, maybe give them a little bit extra boost income.
Yeah. So some of this can be supplemental to existing roles that they might have, or like you said, for caregivers who already have kind of a full-time job being a provider or caregiver.
Yes.
They can have that side hustle.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you talked about earlier that you're on your third or fourth degree here, and that has some psychology elements in it as well. Is that when you started to bring that into this work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did, we've been studying this since we started the Project Evolution in Singapore.
Okay.
But because what we see most importantly in today's society, that we are programmed to be a worker. So we are programmed that most importantly, college student, that, we have to get this degree because we need to get into the job.
Right. Kind of that industrial complex model of just like production.
Yes.
Work. Okay.
So we wanted to shift that mindset that when you have one passion, when you have corporate experiences, even how many years of that, we can monetize that experience. We can leverage that, and we can put supplemental income in your family.
Tell me a little bit about the approach. You've been working with a lot of mothers, caregivers, providers. How is that different than with the college student population? Has that been a change in approach with how you work with those individuals? It's a little bit different. Okay.
Yeah. So with the veterans and the military spouses, so we see with the military spouses, the spouse has to travel. Now, the spouse, if they want to work, they have to leave the job. They have to migrate transition into a new environment, new job, new roles. So we are trying to target those women's to military spouses to have their own businesses that they can take whenever they are.
I hadn't really thought about that complexity to be, a spouse, and you don't get that longevity in one spot. You're moving a lot, so you can bring it with you.
Yes. With the college student, our approach is because a lot of time I see that once they graduate, they find a job. 2 years later, they quit the job, change because they don't like it. Yeah. So we took the approach that if we develop their passion and their weaknesses, we can build their businesses whenever they want.
Yeah. Yep, they don't have to go into that worker model. That's incredible. What is kind of the biggest takeaway you hope the individuals and businesses gain from your services?
So the biggest takeaway I hope that businesses and individuals gain from our services is the understanding of the connection between the brain and the performances. Because we use neuropsychology, our brain will tell you, this is what I want, this is what I need to take, but our performance says different.
Okay. Yes.
So in a traditional way, whether you have a corporate experience, whether you are college graduate, leverage those experiences. You know, in today's generation, we need more businesses. We need more empowering people.
Yeah.
You know, in the next generation, who knows? You know, that business that you started, you can, you know, transition it to your kids.
Yeah, and it can be a legacy for their family.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how if people want to learn more about the Project Evolutions, the projects you have coming up, what is the best way to reach you?
So we started the Facebook group, Facebook page. So it's under my name, Cherrise Curtis. And then if they wanted to, you know, they can go on our website. It's www.projectevolutions.com. We will go on under construction for 2 days because we are uploading more of the contents. And some of our projects that we are slowly transitioning it into the website, but we can't do it until after the event that's coming next week.
Okay.
So I am attending a big conference, one of the biggest entrepreneurial conference in Las Vegas. So we are working on that project to build to bring back in Washington State.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Well, you'll have to come back on air here in a couple months and tell me how everything's launching.
Yes.
It's been so good to have you on air. Thank you so much for telling
Thank
your
you so
story
much.
and your passion and all that you do. We do have to head out this week for Network TV, but join us back here right here on the NCW Life channel next week.